Well, welcome everyone, live from Red Dot and Spectrum. We are here at Art Basel 2019, and it's an amazing year of creativity as this whole Wynwood is exploding with creations and wonderful artists. And today I have the renowned American prolific artist, Ron English. How are you, Ron?
I'm good, how are you?
I am so happy to see you once again. And Moishe Mana from Mana Wynwood, Mana Common, Mana Contemporary. Welcome, Moishe.
Thank you very much.
Last year this is an anniversary. We are bringing Bloomberg from Basel, and this is live 880 The Biz with Bloomberg from Basel, Mana Minutes. That's going to be a new show we're going to call Mana Minutes from Bloomberg. And we're going to bring you up to date with what's going on. It is amazing between all your team that you have. Mana has an amazing of hundreds and hundreds of people. You can't help not going down the block and seeing mega trucks, seeing all these artists hanging from scissors lifts and cranes, and they're spray painting away, and you have more than 41 murals going up. And not only that, it's a campus. It's a contemporary art campus of residents and artists. It's a collaboration between Super Chief Gallery. Super Chief is going to be here in a little while. Bushwick Collective also. And of course, Ron English, the Propaganda Shop. So tell me, Moishe, when you started to think about envisioning what you saw here in Wynwood, was this the story that you saw in your mind? Are you seeing exactly what you expected?
Well, I really didn't. I mean, I did, but I didn't, because it really exceeded everything that I thought, that I dreamed about. But it is what really happened here. This is a movement of people really want to come, connect, demonstrate their abilities. The energy is amazing. It's beyond what I thought. You know, I thought it's going to be cool. It's going to be great, and.
The support is amazing. I mean, look at the hundreds and hundreds of people that just are supporting the vision, and artists like Ron. Did you expect this in Wynwood? I mean, you've been painting murals around the world. You tag the world. You have become an artist from all kinds. Your mixed media has gone and reached all kinds of levels. I mean, did you expect this in Wynwood when you were invited to paint the first time 10 years ago?
No, it was a very dreary neighborhood. It was maybe a bit of a sketchy neighborhood. And now it's like the neighborhood the whole world talks about. So, no, I didn't expect it, but and I still can't believe it, even when I look at it. It still blows my mind. I mean, it's a different town than it was a week ago. It
was, and it's because of Mana. I mean, it's the Goldmans, it's Mana, it's a lot, it's a collaboration. You know, the sum equals, the sum of the parts equals the whole, and there's a lot of passion in this neighborhood. There's a lot of creative people. But what I love is the collaboration that Mana Contemporary and Mana Wynwood is doing. Look at where we're sitting here. I mean, this was empty. This was dead.
But Susana, I must say, it's not only Mana, it's the entire neighborhood.
The entire neighborhood.
There is so many private businesses, enterprises, galleries, energies. It is a big wagon, needed many horses. Yes, we were a leading horse, a big horse pushing that wagon, but it's the whole neighborhood, and I wanted to remind everybody, Goldman, that he started the whole thing. But when you talk to me about this, I start, trying to explain what happened. It's like a snowball that was going downhill, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger,
Yes.
But the direction was the right thing to do. Miami needed a cultural infrastructure that it's not exclusive like we're used to do in South Beach, inclusive.
Yeah. Inclusive.
So when somebody asked me tonight, so where's the party? I said, the party is wherever you go. Every street you go, either you go inside or you're outside. The party is anywhere you are.
It's true.
And that's what really the spirit of Wynwood, that so many cultures and so many people that we hosted ourselves from all over the world. and the talent and demonstration of the talent and you could see like just harnessing these energies in the right direction and give them what the tools to go and do.
Right.
To me, this is, in a selfish way, it's a reward just to see it and enjoying it.
It is. It is an amazing reward to see. And also it's an amazing reward how passionate these artists. I mean, Ron English, the work you have done in this week, I have seen you. I heard an elf came and even gave you Thanksgiving lunch, and because you were away from your family for Thanksgiving, and you were spending it on a crane, on a scissor lift, painting away and spray painting, and you know, this is the love and passion you guys give to what is part of you, and you've done this amazing mural. I mean, it's got to be 200-300 feet of width, and then about another 65 feet in height. And you're referencing the Picasso paint. Tell us a little bit about that mural on 5th Avenue and 24th Street.
Yeah, it's a reference to Picasso's Guernica, which I've done about 100 times. It's kind of one of my recurring themes. And this one is my own characters from Delusionville. So, and it took about a week. I had a great assistant, Ian Wilkinson, and so, I mean, he's a superstar himself.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, you know, what he wanted out of that, all these artists want to be a part of the scene. They're trying to figure out a way in. So he painted for me a week, and then he was accepted into the scene as his own artist. So basically, after a week of working for me, now he's a superstar too. So
yeah, Ian and Morrison, they're amazing.
Morrison, yeah.
They are amazing. And I have to tell you, how many characters are featured in that mural?
I think there's 11 in that mural.
11 mural. And I love what you did to the doorway. You put the big clown's mouth.
Well, we come with a design and something that, you know, we're determined to do, and then we keep some kind of ideas open. So we looked at the building. The building looked like it had eyes, looked like it had a mouth. So we kind of just went with that. So you want to do you want to prepare stuff, then you also want to improvise in the neighborhood and address things that are going on, or, you know, like elements of the architecture, and kind of play with them.
And not only that, you're also you have your fine arts paintings. There's, you know, this Saturday, Prestige Imports having a huge vernissage for you here in the Design District with Craig Robbins, with all your super fine paintings that you've done. And also, you know, you were telling me that for a moment you weren't sure if you would have the merchandise inside the store, because customs.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
old customs.
Well, yeah.
That was not easy, huh?
Well, that's part of it, you know, because we make our toys in China. So if they decide to flag you, then it slows you down for a few weeks, which kind of killed getting a lot of stuff here. But the stuff that didn't come here was a giant installation. So now it's just back to being the store. So all the merch is still there. Just we don't have the giant poultry Rex.
I think you're not going to have merch by tomorrow.
Oh,
I think tonight you have a lot.
We're already burned through about half of it. So, yeah.
I was going to say, I don't think you're going to have any.
But what we do is, like, every day, like twice a day, we drop like some exclusive thing. So, and then we surprise people with something exclusive.
It's amazing.
So, like, I have a collaboration with D-Face, which is, there's only a few people have ever collaborated in our world. So it's a very rare thing. And
Delusion.
So it went on sale for $450, but now it's already at least $2,000 on eBay or more. Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me.
But by the end of the day, it's already like tripled or quadrupled in price. It's insane.
We gotta go shopping, guys. Yeah. We gotta go shopping. I'm telling you, I gotta tell you, the store looks spectacular. Have you been able to see it?
Amazing.
That
Really
Yeah, but that's
inspiring, you know.
I made the mural, but Pop Life is the company I work with. So we do this stuff all over the place where we come in, and it's really them.
All over the world.
Yeah, they're superstars.
You were recently in China, in the museum.
Yeah, so we went all over China and Asia and doing this exact same thing. And we can do it. We can fill this gigantic space we're in now, or we could fill a small storefront, or we can deal with any kind of space you throw at us. But again, that's Pop Life. They're the guys behind that.
They're the guys behind that. And of course, you're the one who's like the mastermind.
Yeah, well, they do my art, but
yeah.
But they used to do concerts and boy bands, and they've been around for a long time, and they know how to deal with anything. You know?
And then you have this team. I mean, what a team here at Mana. I mean, I'm going to talk about Mana because I've been involved, you know, in the last months. I've really been looking at the organization from the first from the outside in. This week I've had the pleasure, we're doing 4 welcome centers. They're all over. They're going to be 2 on Fifth Avenue. You guys can come, pick up a map. We're going to have a party map, all the parties, where to go. We have a mural map, 41 murals, all the different artists. So you want to grab the mural map and know who you're going to see. And this is all put out by Mana. And also we have the Wynwood map, which is the general map, but also telling you about the Bushwick Collective. We had CADAF also, the Center of Art and Design, Digital Design and Art. And you also have Mana Decentralized. Tell us a little bit about Mana Decentralized. It's a group show, isn't it?
Yeah, Mana Decentralized, it's the idea was really, when we created the Mana Decentralized, is to have access to all artists from all levels throughout the world to get to the buyer through direct communication, because for the most part art is being manipulated, and most of artists don't have access to sell or to get to the collector. So the idea is to have art from all over the world, warehouse of arts I call it, that people will come, and instead of coming buying prints, they can come by original, that support the artist, and they create the direct communication between the artist and the buyer and the collector. And the long vision is also to provide finance and to connect and to create as much as we can variety of artists, and let the buyer and the collector decide how much he wants to pay.
Oh, wow.
And not some kind of organized ahead of time pricing and everything else. I think art, for many times I found myself that it's been manipulated by collectors and by the auction houses and everything else. So we need to have many of the artists that sitting wherever they are to get to have a platform. So it's 100,000 square foot ultimately is going to be of art, and have the direct communication to the artist and the buyer.
I love that. And that's the old way, going through artist studios, you're kind of connecting the dots. And I think that's what Mana Common is all about. It's really bringing it back to the people, unifying the communities and unifying culture and collaborations that bring all kinds of artists from all over the world, global representation. And nothing is better than Miami. This is a very international city. It's a destination. It's a gateway for South America. It is, it's just an amazing opportunity. We speak 127 languages here. We have all kinds of creative forces that just people that are coming here and moving here. Wynwood is now getting the first Google building also, I understand, right there. And what you're planning to do in the future is amazing. And just seeing it start off, these seeds that you've been planting for a decade, starting to take root and sprouting out the way they are, all these branches. And you guys are forming this foundation that is amazing. I remember when you did the first mural in 2009, Mighty Tot, and you had those beautiful deers in your store. I saw them today. Well, one was a rabbit, but they were stolen a couple of years. Like 8-9 years ago, someone came and stole 2 Ron English's deers.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Wow.
they stole them with a crane.
Wow.
And they took off.
So it must be that it's important artwork.
Yeah, the thief.
They stole them, they recovered them, and then they got stolen again. But they weighed about 500 pounds each, and the guys literally climbed over the fence with them on camera. But nobody knew who that person was. The group that were
And they found him?
No, but he's on camera. I mean, he's as plain as I'm seeing you right now.
Are you?
But because nobody knows who it is. It was probably
Right,
a college
no
student
crime
or
scene.
something.
Yeah. So he's probably
But
sitting
the first
watching
time they
TV
recovered
with it.
them.
Oh, okay.
They said, "Look,
Wait a
we're not
minute,
gonna
wait a minute,
prosecute
Ron.
anybody."
Wait a minute,
And then
Ron.
they went away again,
Wait a minute, Ron. Did you organize somebody stealing it to create a buzz?
Man, I wish I was that clever. Yeah.
Okay, but
Like,
Susana,
they're not getting enough press. Let's steal them.
Susana, I wanted to thank you also, because you talk about the others and you don't talk about yourself. But
Thank you.
I've been following you also, and I've been working with you lately, and I want to really give you a compliment
Thank
because you have so much spirit and such a big heart. And for me, you are, like I always say, there is the structure and there is the spirit. There is the body and there is the spirit, and you are spirit within the whole ecosystem here.
Thank you.
And we need many more people like you, and you're doing a great job running around and doing and connecting and trying. And it's amazing the amount of energy you've been putting out there to do the right thing.
Thank you.
And who else would realize that, there was nowhere to get food on Thanksgiving, and we have all those guys out there painting, and everybody is starving, and everybody come running down the street and ate. They were like, they couldn't believe that happened.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'm gonna have to give up my superhero. I'm the elf of Miami. All right. So if you see an oversized, chubby little woman running around with red cheeks and a red nose, that's me. I get a kick out of it, and I give over 3,000 plates of food and about 2,500 tours. And it's been more than a decade.
Susana, I want to talk a little bit about the rest of what Mana does.
Yes, please.
And
love to hear.
It is very important. This is a philosophy. This is something that hopefully people will follow. Because culture and art is only one component of life, okay? But also we need business. There's so many galleries we can build, so many coffee shops, so many entertainment, but we need to create the business for the community here. So Mana has been focusing on all aspects in the culture, art, entertainment, also bringing business to Miami. And as you know, Miami is the gateway to Latin America. And Latin America is about 700 million people. I call it the invisible continent. Most of the when I try to bring people to invest in Latin America, we do not know much about Latin America. We do not know Latin America. So, but meanwhile, we have 700 million people sitting on the last land reserve left on the planet, that did not go through the Industrial Revolution. So the philosophy is that North America, Latin America together, it's 1 billion people economy. And guess what? Miami is sitting right in the middle, 2-3 hours from the north, 2-3 hours from the south.
Yes, sir.
What made America great in the past is reaching out the countries, investing and doing exchanges. Closing doors, that's not what made America great. And hopefully sooner or later we're going to get back to the way we used to do things, what made America great.
Yes,
And
absolutely. It's people.
And I always tell people, closing your door doesn't make your home safe, and throwing your garbage through the windows doesn't make your home clean.
Exactly.
So that's why we've been focusing on trades between Latin America, North America, and the Far East, building the infrastructure for this. Downtown, Flagler District, Silicon Valley of Latin America. Very important also that people have to understand that it's about the content, it's not about the building. We do invest in the businesses coming into our ecosystem.
And that's so important, so important. And the people to live and afford.
Exactly. So we do, the intention is to harness all this energy and to put this energy and give them the infrastructure and the capital that they need. That's why I call it the Mana 4C. It's collaboration, connection, communication, and compassion. 4C.
I love it.
And that's what we've been working on.
I love it. I totally love it. And I love the fact that you're using the arts, the culture. This is
That's what connects us.
This is
That's what connects us.
connecting the dots around the world, building bridges and not walls.
Thank you.
And
This is the right thing, yes.
Right. Connecting the dots. And that's what Mana does. And you, my friends, are we still doing the welcome wall? Remember that wall, that famous wall we were going to do?
Yeah. We built a big section across the Butterfly Center, which is 80 acres, a butterfly preserve, and they were cutting their land in half. So we discovered them, in the press because they were getting in the press a lot. So we said, we'll come down to build an alternative wall that has doors and slides
And where is it run? It's in
It's,
the borders.
it's like a giant art piece at the Butterfly Center now.
Yeah. But we want to do a wall, didn't we?
No, it's a wall. Yeah.
It is a wall.
And then we started building a few weeks ago a wall in Brownsville, in Hope Park, right there. And then the Mexicans came over and said, we'll give you 5 miles on our side because we like your wall, and we would like to have a piece of that action. So yeah, we're getting more and more artists to add to the wall, and it just keeps
Kobe
getting.
Carp wanted to
I believe we
give us
may
one.
have more wall at this point than Trump.
Yeah.
And ours is way cooler.
Yeah.
But it's a different message. It's the opposite
It's
message.
wonderful.
It's the message of like a giant bulletin board and a place where everybody can come and express themselves.
I love it. And you know what? I wanted to get the Mexicans to pay for it because we had the Mexican tourism because this was a wall of unity.
But Susana, wait. I mean, in order to do it cheaper, I think we can paint it from the Mexican side, isn't it?
We're going to have it. We're going to do this. El Paso, your friend Kobe Carp,
Yes.
wants to give us a huge wall and I know you're doing it in Bronxville and other places, but it'd be great to do it in El Paso, Baja California as well. Something really collaborative and huge, and maybe something that Mana can get involved as well, because I think that for 2020, we do something like that and the Mexicans get involved and pay for it. I think the unification of that welcome wall with Shepherd Ferry, with Cobra, Ron English, all the people, you behind it, because this is your idea. I think we can get the Mexicans to pay for it because I think they would love it because they have amazing artists. And, you know, Mexican artists on one side, American, you know.
Susana, what we
love
can
this.
do, not only paint the walls,
Yeah.
we can bring tunnels under the walls and we paint the tunnels and we meet it we both sides under the tunnel. How about that?
Let's do it.
And we can show how the walls are not effective.
That's what you heard it, everybody heard it, right? That's what we're gonna do.
Yes.
We're doing this.
We can show how the walls are not effective.
This
isn't it?
is a
They're only
seed.
good for putting art up.
They're very good for putting on. But I gotta tell you, I love you, Mana. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Many, many more.
Thank you.
You are a mensch. You are an amazing human being.
Thank you.
You are a self-made billionaire, but your heart is a trillionaire. You don't think about buildings or structure. You think about the contents. You think about the spirit. You think about people. I've never heard of you ever speak about money. You speak about people. And you speak about how we can make it work. And that's very different.
You call it social impact,
Social impact.
sustainable.
But I know, you know, most men with a lot of money, all I hear is testosterone. It's loud. You're not like that. You're so different. And that's why I believe that this community is going to see things that it's on a scale of 1 to 10, we're at a 1. You're going to bring this in collaboration with the amazing team you have. Miami itself, the people, we want this. All of us in Miamians, we want this. And you are going to set an example like you did in Jersey City with Mana Contemporary. What you did there is amazing. And what you did with the meat district in New York City, meatpacking district, is amazing. To really know Mana, you need to visit Jersey City. And with that said, we're going to bring in a few minutes, actually, your director, of a creative director, Eugene Lemay, and we also have Ed from Super Chief Galleries, because the collaboration of 300,000
1,000 square feet
of walls that are being painted, and it's just incredible. So we're going to hear from some of
Susana, I just want to say again, I'm cutting you, because whenever you say Mana, you, it's not me. It's the whole organization.
The whole organization.
There's organization behind, there's people behind it.
Hundreds of people.
Okay?
Yes.
And also when you say you are unique, the idea is there's many people like me who want to give, who want to do, they do not know how to. There's so many people who reach their goals in life, but they do not know how to turn it to a purpose. My goal is to really to show people platforms that can really help them to change their goal to a purpose. Because I see many miserable billionaires that they achieve their goals, but what do? They sit in Ibiza with a big yacht, doing nothing, or they continue doing the same thing, the old things, you know?
Yeah.
And in a way, they're so lost, many of them, because they do not know what to do anything different. So if we can show them to do something that impactful they can enjoy with it, and they can make also money from it. I tell them, don't worry about the money. You do it right, money will come with it.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, absolutely.
So it's about creating sustainable investment, sustainable community, and not all these neighborhoods that I see in New York City. As soon as they become cool, then the hedge fund coming, buying everything, bringing triple net tenant, and then everybody need to run away.
Yeah.
So I see so many artists, so many neighborhoods that started by artists, and then come
And they
the
run
money,
away.
and then they out. Our purpose to create a home for the artists, for the artists,
And you're doing
that
it.
is going to stay like that.
Yes.
So we keep some areas that going to stay like that the buyer know where to come and buy, and the people want to come entertain, and the artists can work. And then we can do business. So we don't need to make money from every inch of square feet that we have.
I love
So that's what we need to look at neighborhoods as is. It is a shopping mall. Some of it lose money, some of it make money, but overall it's going to be something sustainable.
Yes.
And that's what I put emphasis on.
I love it. That's the heart. It's a beating heart.
Now we're going to let Eugene talk because I want to hear
Yes.
Eugene.
Well, thank you.
Thank
you, Moishe Mana.
Thank you.
We love you. We love everything you're doing. And thank you, Edward.
Just march along, dream a world where everything's gold. So money means nothing, and you can't sell your soul. I dream a world where we all grow, learn from our past, and let things go. Everyone's healthy and nobody's stressed. No reason for sadness, so none of it's left. I dream a world that's not far away, and I dream a world for you. I dream a world. I dream a world. I dream a world.
Eugene Lemay from Mana, Wynwood, Mana Contemporary. You're all over. You're in Chicago, you're in Jersey City, and now you're creating Wynwood as another model. What I visited you 3 months ago for the fall reception that you had.
Correct.
I could not believe it when Mana told me, you need to really understand what I do by really coming to see what I did 20 years ago. And then you'll understand. And I could not believe I went into this 2 million square foot, 2 buildings, brick, 9 stories, I believe it is. All these residents and studios, thousands of people. And then just the narrative of your curation from gallery to gallery to the basements, even the boiler rooms, we were like fantasizing all these delusional characters. I mean, it's just amazing the creativity and what you've done there. And I understood then what Mana was telling me. I understood the passion because every floor was just the creativity was exploding. As you got off the elevators, people singing, hello, hello, how are you? On and on. And I said, who does this? Who creates this? And here comes this very elegant, good-looking chap with these glasses, not even one little sweat coming down his eyebrow, just totally contained. And hi, I'm Eugene Lemay. And I'm like, this is the one that did all the, I'd be like a nervous wreck. Eye of the Storm. So I want you to tell me how you got involved and then how the collaboration with Ed Zipco. Welcome, Ed Zipco from Super Chief. So I'm going to turn these mics and I want you to both to tell me how you collaborated, how you got involved, because this is a story right here that's happening for Art Basel 2019.
So I got involved. I've been working with Moishe for 35 years, and I got involved because I'm an artist myself. And my interest was creating communities with the artistic world. And I wasn't interested in the 1% of the art world. I was interested really in all forms of art and all medias of art, and really creating community, collaboration. So we started with the first facility was in Jersey City, and I didn't know how it was going to work out. And I knew that artists always need collectors, even if I was in many galleries, but every gallery has 3 collectors, and I want to create a community between collectors and artists, but directly, without the middleman. And so I'm going to go fast forward, and today we have in Jersey City, 400 artist studios, 2 dance floors, theater, music halls, restaurant, and the key is collaboration. How do you bring people together and not in their studios, hidden behind doors? So that was very important to me. So we created a restaurant, it's an internal restaurant.
And you also ended up buying 3 buildings across. And there's supposed to be artist residencies, also work spaces.
So the complex is 7 buildings, and it's 2 million square feet roughly. And we just did the first 2 buildings. That's what it is. But you have to, when you think about community, you have to really embed yourself in the community. So the Jersey City community is totally different than the Chicago community. Chicago, Jersey City is really a New York community, and they're mostly artists that are in galleries, and they're focused on their practice. And in Chicago, it's just the opposite. They're basically students and professors, and it's more intellectual, and they really don't focus on gallery practice. It's all about conversation. It's all about interacting with the professors and the students. So every facility, every city is different. You have to embed yourself in the city.
And with Super Chief Ed Zipco, how did you get involved with Together?
Well, a few years ago, there was a program that was going on for Basel that was very exciting. There was a partnership between Mana and Juxtapose magazine, where they were bringing together kind of this, interesting ends of the art world internationally, everyone on the cutting edge, and working with Mana, they were provided all of these unique spaces to kind of take over. How are we there? All right. So Mana provided Juxtapose with spaces to inhabit, create communities within, and after the first 2 years, we became large enough to really kind of fulfill a bigger narrative within the partnership. And I think that this year we have something really exciting going on, that we can kind of revitalize certain walls and certain parts of the neighborhood that really need the attention that Mana's now throwing at it. So I think together we're able to bring a larger view to this city, where they're able to actually manifest real curation for the public. It's wonderful.
I need you to get a little close to the mic. Because I want them to hear about all the activations that you're doing with the Bushwick Collective, with CATA, with Amanda Decentralized that you're curating. All the amazing spaces, not only outside the walls of 300,000 square feet that are being painted through all the invitations. Also, yesterday, I had the honor to bring 60 collectors that were old school collectors, and I put them with gas masks. They could not believe what they were seeing. 100 urban artists spray painting. So tell us, and you need to go close so they could hear you. Tell us about what you're doing with these activations.
Well, Florida, Miami, and especially during Basel, we get such a wonderful opportunity to kind of work with, the world's artists. Everyone shows up to Miami for this week and the weeks leading up to it. So for this activation, we've been able to take over the CNL building, which is I believe a 20,000 square foot space, where we've set loose some of the, it's rare to set up a collaboration like that, where we've got Hoxo and One Up Crew getting to really collaborate, it's something that doesn't get to happen anywhere else in the world. So it's been really special. And then the exhibition space that we have at Mana Decentralized, Super Chief has brought together roughly 100 artists as well that we've shown over the years that we're excited to keep showing and putting together. So I think all in all, working with Bushwick Collective, Mana, Ron English, we kind of have taken over and allowed for, between all of us, we can really, paint the town red. It's nice.
But Suzanne, it's not about Basel for me. It's really about creating a community, and it's going to be year-round. And already in February, we're doing another project, which is going to be another 40 artists and about another 40 murals. And it's about creating the platform for these artists to really express themselves. And I think by chance, Miami is the perfect place for the street art. And definitely Wynwood. I think we all know about that. So it's not just about Basel. It's about community, and it's about long-term, and really how do you affect the community.
And I have to tell you, I love what's happening right now with you three and the collaboration. To me, it's old Wynwood, because I've been here for more than a decade, and when I started in 2009 with the art experience, where we started to do tours and bring the Miami Beach crowd here, I started to enjoy the 500-600 murals out in the street. We used to do a tour called Off the Beaten Path, and we lost it because now everything is glass from ceiling. It looks like Chelsea, it looks like Soho. It's all these eyeglassware places. There's like 10 of them, and the same purse in 3 different tones of gray. It looks like Soho. And so where are the artist studios? Where are the great murals? Where is it where you go down and see Trek 6, Chor Boogie, Ron English? It shouldn't be for profit and just, a jewelry selection of just a set of walls. It's wonderful and great, but when it becomes where every single square inch has to make a profit, and now having that mural is not profit, so you got to blow it out and put glass. Now the same neighborhood, the same artist that created that bohemian buzz and made this place, it's lost. So I love what's happening on Northwest 5th Avenue, 6th Avenue, 3rd Avenue, through the streets of 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th. It is old Wynwood on steroids. It's amazing. And it's fabulous.
And I think also the uniqueness is we're giving to artists not just walls, we're actually giving buildings to take over the building and actually paint all of the building, not just because it's experimentation. The artist has to